Journey East is an academy within Leland and Gray that offers kids the opportunity to study about Asia with an emphasis on China for one whole semester. They have no other classes, just Journey East.
My name is Tom Connor, and I'm the director of the Journey East program at Leland and Gray. Basically started this program back in 1999, and I took a group of teachers, the first group of teachers from Vermont to Inner Mongolia, and we visited the Arts College of Inner Mongolia University, and we watched a performance by students and teachers, dancers, singers at the university, and it just blew me away. We determined that it would be really cool to set up some sort of relationship between Leland and Gray and the Arts College of Inner Mongolia University. We wrote a grant for a pilot project to establish a relationship with this arts college. The grant was accepted by the Freeman Foundation as a pilot, and they gave us $62,000 that first year to run this pilot program.
Back in 1999, I was called to a meeting with the superintendent and Tom Connor, and they said, "Guess what? You and your a cappella group are going to China." And that was pretty amazing, and that was the beginning of Journey East. So they had the idea that the a cappella group, and in collaboration with Ann Landenberger and the theater group, would get together a performance to take to China and to have an interaction of some sort with the students at the College of Performing Arts in Inner Mongolia.
From those early days of bouncing ideas around in creating Journey East 2000, which was a 16-day program, We came back from that and students said that they loved what they had done, but they wished for more.
Based on the success of that program, we were encouraged by the University of Vermont, by Dr. Jifei Wang specifically, who is the director of UVM's Asian Studies Outreach Program, to write a more comprehensive grant for a much more comprehensive program. There were a number of facets to the program that we were then charged with developing. One was the establishment of an Asian Studies Academy at Leland and Gray, where students would be selected for a day-long, semester-long program where they'd be studying Chinese history, philosophy, geography, literature. Students would all be involved in chorus. Many of the students would also be involved in instrumental music and band. And they would all take part in a program, in a course that we call Production Workshop, which is still going years after this initial grant. And that was part of the program. The next part was the exchange of bringing students from Inner Mongolia, students and teachers from Inner Mongolia to Vermont to perform. There was a professional development piece, so that teachers at Leyland and Gray and in the Wyndham Central would be involved in professional development, so they would then come back and teach their students about Asia, China specifically. Ultimately, the introduction of the Chinese language program, so we introduced Chinese, and that was all part of our grant.
For the past 3 months, they have studied Chinese language, history, philosophy, geography, and literature to prepare for this visit.
就在此行3月之前
Students are given a sort of taste of everything before they go so they can understand more, as well as then afterwards really getting to go into depth about something that they want to research or something they understand or they came across either in studying beforehand or when they were in China, something that interests them.
They have also worked with our music teacher, Ron Kelly, who is not here, and with Jenny to create this show, which is designed for audiences that might find fast-spoken English difficult to understand.
那么就在这3个月当中呢，他们除了学习中国文化以外
In Production Workshop, we start with students who may or may not have discovered their performing abilities. Some of the kids who come have never performed. I think this time out of our 16, I think we had 4 or 5 who had never performed before. Some of them have performed extensively and are very confident in themselves and comfortable with their voices or their instrument or acting.
I don't think you're right for him. Look at what it might have been if you took a bus to Chinatown. I'd be standing on Canal in Maui. She'd be standing next to me.
To begin with, you know, we throw all these kids in one room and say, okay, got to come up with a show. There's a lot of brainstorming. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And the kids basically have to come up with a show with gentle guidance from Ron and from me.
Yes! That's great! Yes! And put your head back, Erin. I'm sorry.
Now, Summer, push his head forward. Yes, there you go. Oh, you gotta wait. Give her a second. Give her a second to get in place.
Do your face.
Make his face. Change his face.
With your hand. Wait till she touches your face.
Two, three, four.
It's weird to start thinking about leaving. But
So how much longer until we all head off?
we're leaving in 6 weeks.
So. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. Kind of nervous.
Have you traveled much before?
Not really out of the country, mostly just in states. So.
Does the idea of being abroad, is that a little nerve-wracking?
I think just being away from home, like not being with my family, because most of the time when I travel, I'm with them. So.
Yeah. And what part of the trip are you looking forward to the most?
I think just getting to experience everything.
Horses are coming, so you better run. Run fast for your mother, fast for your father, for your children and your sisters and your brothers. We ride a love and as long as you hide, you can't carry it with you if you want to survive. The dark days are over, the dark days are done.
Good. I'm having a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I laugh a lot more now than I did last semester. So, yeah.
Good. What are you enjoying about it?
Everything. I don't know, like the people. If it was like, I feel like we just work really well together.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Group hug, guys.
Excited and nervous at the same time leaving for China tomorrow morning.
Dropping our second child off to go away to China.
And she told me not to cry a lot, and I said I'm not going to promise anything.
It doesn't even feel real right now. It's just, I don't think I'm going to really fathom what's going on until I get on the plane and we do lift off.
I don't know, just a bit nervous. Going off for a month. That's about it.
Good.
He's giving it a thumbs up. A man of few words, right?
No one in our families never stayed away from us for a month. And I'm glad that he's going to China.
He'll be a different guy when he gets home.
I'm not nervous at all. I feel pretty good about it, and I'm just excited to get started.
我是牛凯丽，我24岁，我是 Journey East 的毕业生。The semester was a lot of firsts all at once for me. It was a huge first in terms of a flight around the world that I'd never taken and a bunch of new friends and a big sort of first in terms of a cultural experience. So it really felt like a semester of pushing my comfort zone.
Have you ever been on a plane before?
No.
You excited?
My first flight. Yeah,
You
I'm excited. I'm kind of nervous.
You may now use approved personal electronic devices. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight.
When you could tell that there was smog, like when we were flying in, because like you couldn't see the ground, even from like 1,000 feet. So it's like what it looks like when it rains right now. After sort of see the sun a little bit.
It's good because you don't need sunglasses.
Another thing that really stood out about Journey East was really this experience of sort of being stripped of my language, my parents,
culture, everything, and sort of to think about, okay, here I am plunked down in Beijing with none of these things that I've previously used to define myself. So what does that leave me with, and who am I?
Hi.
What do you think about the Great Wall?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's big?
Yeah.
It's huge, and it's downhill, which is always nice. I'm so happy!
When a small group of students are together for a whole semester, they really start to build trust. And then they're in China where they're experiencing things that may be challenging for them. And different things are challenging for different people. So the people who are not challenged in one particular thing support the other people and vice versa. Regular school situations often don't offer kids the opportunity to get close enough with a mixed group of kids and feeling comfortable with a bunch of kids who aren't the kids you hang out with every day in the regular school life, and being able to come out or to talk about your challenges in front of them. It's a very different situation than the regular school day.
That was amazing. That was really cool. Like, everyone was crowded around us and it felt like we're famous, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I didn't expect that at all. I mean, it just happened. It was pretty cool. They kind of like were really excited about it too. It's pretty cool.
Hello, what's your name? Like, how old are you? And they're just so interested in like hearing about your life and who you are, and it's really awesome.
So what you're signing is something saying that you will have a friendship with these people forever.
Hello. What's your name? My name is Bruce. We play iPad together, and we have dinner together. Come over here. Come over here.
Come over here. All right. Where are you going? Okay, yeah.
You walked away.
You're a winner. You're a winner. You're a winner. You're a winner. Demon. That's mine.
Oh, okay.
He's trying so hard. I'll give you a snack and just leave me alone, okay?
Hello, my name is Banana and my Chinese name is Wang Yanjiao. Today we have an activity with so many American students, and I think it's very significant for us to have a communication.
I think it's very important because we can know the Americans' cultures well, and we can just communicate with each other and improve our friendship, and that is very good to me because I think I can make some very good friends and chat with them, which make me very excited and happy, and so I think it's really significant for us to take part in such activities.
When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair, you're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Here we go, here we go, pineapple,
Hello everyone, my name is Amy and my Chinese name is Shenpu Yuchen. And for me, I think the most important thing is that to communicate with the foreigners, because I think that maybe it's just like you're building a bridge to connect every country, because we are all in this world. When we live on this world, we need to communicate. We need the relationships between the country with country, the world and the world. That's all. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, go!
Communication and understanding of each other is quite important these days because lots of queries, even war, are studied of misunderstood and of the lacking of communication. So I guess my work or this program really important is that we provide a chance for different teenagers from different countries and places to get well with each other, to know each other's language, culture, and life.
China will go to the Great Wall.
They don't dream of this.
They'll stay in luxury hotels and they'll do a trip down the Yangtze, but keep your eyes open. I mean, take it in, appreciate it. Pretty special.
A concept that Tom Connor introduced to us was the concept of frame of reference, sort of, how does where you are impact what conclusions you're drawing about the world, and so he really called on us to interrogate sort of what our frame of reference was, and sort of, here you are observing a culture and making conclusions based on what you know to be true about yourself and your own culture, and so going to China and leaving behind our culture was really, I think, eye-opening for a lot of us, and then being able to take that lens of frame of reference elsewhere has been a really important concept.
I'm like literally speechless about it. I love it here.
This is the coolest place in the world.
I love it here. I would stay here the whole time if I could.
我叫 Taylor Horn. 我的中文名字是何海洋. Hello, my name's Taylor Horn, and in Chinese I'm called He Haiyang. I had auditioned for Journey East as a musician on the flute, but the first week in the program I was told that everyone is going to have to dance. And I was totally uncomfortable with that because, like many middle school guys, I suppose, was very uncomfortable with my body and being on stage and all that. So I went to Tom and said, I can't dance. I can't do this. I'll do whatever else you want. And he said, well, you might have to find a different program then. And I was petrified with that. I turned visibly white and almost fainted, and he walked out. And so I muscled up and went through it, and eventually I was sort of one of the lead dancers because I ended up being one of the guys that was the most ready to dance. So I guess that's the most evident takeaway of Journey East for me, has been that it's an amazing new opportunity to try new things, and it's such a positive environment and such an amazing experience that many of the other things you did in it acquire this sort of amazing nostalgic feeling to them that carries forward to a lifetime of doing dance or whatever you discovered in Journey East.
I feel incredible. I am not used to performing for an audience like the Chinese. They were so enthusiastic and they wanted to. They were so happy by the end, and that made all of us really happy.
Aaron, you're a star here.
I don't know why, but it's awesome.
Headed for the open door. Tell me what you're waiting for. Look around your crazy vibe. Soon they're gonna hear the sound, sound, sound. We come running. Whatever know where we belong. Welcome to the ghetto dawn. But they're gonna know the sound, sound, sound. We come running.
Journey East over the years has had a tremendous impact on all of its alumni.
Many of them have gone on to major in international studies, international relations in college. Some have explored environmental issues relating to international relations. 3 of our kids now are abroad teaching, 3 of our Leland and Gray alumni. A lot of this is because of the exposure that they had through Journey East. Once the kids came back from Journey East, it was as if the whole world had exploded for them, and they were so much more aware of differences and similarities and how we all make the world go round. They were so much more aware of their kind of call to a mission, which is to know the world better so we can keep the peace. When we came back from Journey East 2005, I said, wow, we really are doing something here. One of our kids was on the trip. He was a junior at the time. Prior to going on Journey East, prior to the month-long excursion, prior even to the program itself, which begins in January, he said, oh, I don't need to go to college. I'm not going to be going to college. I really don't have any, I have no interest in it at all. And when I had him the next year as a senior in late August, he said, oh no, I've changed my mind. I really need to go to college. I need to see what's out there. I need to learn more. I said, what happened? And he said, well, you know, Journey East, there's just so much I need to know. So I've got to go on. And it was a beautiful thing, you know, to write a recommendation for a student like that is a joy, because they've had the massive epiphany, the big turnaround. So that kind of impact, those individual stories are what really make me value every minute that I spent on that program.
We are going to Jinan, and then we're going to take a bus to Chufu.
Tom, what is that?
It was probably a village. A whole village.
Oh my god.
It is no longer there. And it will be picked up. Pay attention to this, guys. Look to your left here.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Liang Meiling, who is the director of all the international programs here.
For Old Grace, because you once came here last time, so welcome you, and we feel very happy to meet you in Chufu again.
Yeah, mine don't make any sense because it's kind of like, oh, we did this, and I just feel like, oh my god, it's not mine. You're welcome. I wrote it.
Even though they didn't know any English, they opened their house and their minds, sorry, my handwriting really bad, to us, which I'm very thankful for because I know how hard and awkward it is having hosted before.
And then when we got to the Meow Village, it sort of opened my eyes a little bit to China, because it was like Beijing and Guiyang were like, it's different, but it's a city, and it's not like, and like the Meow Village is sort of what I pictured more.
Even though I have a lot of friends on this trip, I felt really alone because it's like missing, like my family's so far away and I couldn't do anything about it. And now, 2 weeks into it, it's like I wake up, I like fall asleep and can't wait to experience what I'm gonna do the next day. It's like I can't believe that we're gonna leave in 2 weeks. And I feel like I came here with 5 really close friends, and now I'm like best friends with everyone in this group. And like I was at my host family, I was with Kayla, and before we came to China, I barely knew Kayla at all. And she helped me so much at the host family. We got to know each other, and we were so sad that we had to separate today and we couldn't be roommates anymore. And honestly, I can say Kayla's now one of my best friends.
一朵溜溜的云哟。好马溜溜的山。
My name is Matt Martin. I participated in Journey East 2004, 2005, and 2007. There were many fond memories in Chufu, and it was very rural. It was a small city of something like 500,000 or something, right? Small city. No buildings taller than 3 stories, really. It was, you know. The kids really got to experiment out and explore out in the town, go to marketplaces where local people buy food and shop for things, and just see how people live. One day we took a trip to the birthplace of Confucius. So on the way back there was a village that was, well, it was pretty poor. We stopped the bus in the middle of the village, and everybody out for 45 minutes. And so people wandered around this village, and they couldn't talk to anybody. Nobody spoke English. We didn't speak Chinese. But there were some amazing connections that our students made with people. People invited them in for food, and people didn't have much extra food there, but they were curious and generous and kind, and it was moving. It was very cool. And again, it's one of those situations, you get back on the bus after the time, silence. I think people are just thinking about the experience and reflecting on it, and that changed lives.
Right now we're on a bus riding up to Mount Tai. I thought that Chufu was really great because we had like a lot of, it was more laid back and we had more freedom to go out about by ourselves with our friends and get to explore the campus. So that was kind of a good thing for us to have after the first hard 2 weeks or so of like being in Beijing, Guiyang, and Chongqing, and all the hustle in the city, and it was just nice to get a rest for like 6 days.
Gorgeous and enormous.
Yeah.
And the gondola ride was fun. It was so scary.
I'm a bird! I'm still a bird! What are we about to go and do?
Ride a camel. Shut up, Aaron.
This has got to be the coolest place we've gone in China. I don't know if it's because I'm on a camel right now or because it's totally different than anything in Vermont, but it's amazing.
And my shoes have 11.5 pounds of sand in them, and we just started. We just climbed up probably the Mount Everest of sand dunes. It was scary. There was a Yeti of the sand.
我叫李玉林，是内蒙古大学艺术学院的院长。我和汤姆·科尔先生就是，
Mr. Tom Connor and I created the Sino-American Journey East program, which was first established in 1999 and has lasted for 15 years.
是在1999年开始的。那么距今天已经走过了15年的历程。
This project from 1999 to now includes the following.
从1999年开始到现在，那么在整个我们的合作交流过程中呢，包括这样几项内容。
First, the students from both schools visit and exchange ideas every year.
每年呢，这个相互的访问和交流。
Through students of both schools, different forms of arts performance, like music, dance, and drama, are presented in the other state and country to exemplify the differences in arts.
这个双方的学生，在对方国家和地区展示这个不同的艺术表演形式，比如说音乐舞蹈这个戏剧这样一些表演形式。
This sort of exchange can foster the public's understanding between two different countries, especially the young students' enhanced understanding of each other's culture. Thus, this project is very beneficial.
促进了我们双方不同国家、不同地区的民众尤其是我们的青年的学生的对对方文化的理解所以这个项目呢，这个是非常有意义的。
When words fail, play it on your instrument or sing it. I think we all have similar backgrounds in rehearsing together and in having the intention of wanting to get better at what we're doing, and that facilitates a kind of communication that transcends language.
He has much affection for the program, especially for Inner Mongolia. Because of the grassland, the desert, the hospitality of Inner Mongolian people, and Mongolian arts and culture. All of these striking characteristics have moved Mr. Tom Connor, the people of Leland and Gray, the host families, and the teachers and the students involved. I have heard from Tom that you show special preference for Mongolian arts and feel at home when you come to Inner Mongolia. In fact, we share the same feelings as you when we were in Vermont. We often cook Chinese food, especially dumplings, which are loved by everyone in Vermont.
We were fortunate to be part of what I think was a junior high chorus.
and most of the kids in that chorus did not speak English. And they were much stronger singers than most of our students because this is what they do. They've been brought to Hohat, to the school, to sing. So when our kids first met them and heard them sing, they were in awe. And the video we have of them, their jaws are really dropping. It was pretty great to look around and to see that. And some of our kids were crying. But what was really awesome is that the director invited our kids to be part of it. They became very connected to these other kids with no time to talk to them during rehearsals, and the language barrier was obviously there. Most of these kids did not speak English, but they connected through their joint pain in learning the songs, and the director was very on top of everybody, but they really formed a connection with these kids to the point where, even at the end of the evening performances, some of them were getting weepy because they were really enjoying the time that they had together with no language whatsoever. That is, no spoken language.
It was absolutely incredible, especially for their age too. They were amazing.
It was probably like the best chorus that I've ever heard in my life, literally.
Mm-hmm.
All I can say was that it was incredible. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
Through the cooperation each other, we know each other's personality and culture, so the people can be friends. They can know what the teenagers in other countries, what their real life is. So I think that is really meaningful because they can have a very good understanding of each other and they can be very true good friends.
How are you?
The other thing too that I really love seeing is the way that our students would interact with kids in Inner Mongolia, where we had several days of arts collaboration. These kids don't know each other's language. Ostensibly, the students in Hohat had been studying English, and our kids had had a smattering of Mandarin, but really they didn't know each other's language very well at all. And so to see them communicating through sign language and body language and musical notes, learning the same song. And that was a really beautiful thing to watch, to see the merging of peers across such big boundaries. And we are merging through the arts. We learned each other's music, we learned each other's dance. And that was another thing that was pretty crazy. Learning a dance with pre-professional Mongolian dancers with an eye toward performing it toward an audience of thousands on a culminating evening performance. That was an experience for everybody.
really enjoy watching the relationships between our students and the students in Inner Mongolia. We work with students, we collaborate with students for, you know, a total of maybe, it may be 3 or 4 days, but it's only a total of 8 or 10 hours or something. And the kids, even though they don't speak the same language, they become very close in a short period of time because they're sharing something that they both really love. Watching our kids' hearts break when they have to leave Inner Mongolia is tough, but it's also it's very moving for me. I don't want to say I enjoy their pain. I don't enjoy their pain, but I enjoy the fact that they're connecting with other human beings on the other side of the world whose language they don't speak. That's pretty cool.
It was awesome, and I'm really sad, and I can't talk about it right now because I'll cry. We're leaving our Mongolian dance partners. Really upset, as you can see, that we have to go and leave them. Just even though we don't even speak the same language, and we probably haven't even said like a complete paragraph to each other, we're all like so upset that we're going. We really don't want to go.
那样的风趣，那么样有创意。
Such your performance was really creative and funny and humorous.
我为你们每个人感到骄傲。
So I am really proud of every one of you.
非常感谢 ，Thank you so much.
So I really appreciate every one of you.
东方之旅的这样一个项目。
The Journey East program, in my opinion, is a cultural exchange that breaches borders and societies. We can see that all the teachers and students involved in the program have enriched their life experiences.
就是我们的师生在这样一个交流过程中，我刚才谈到了，除了
But most importantly, they understand the importance of communication through our exchange program.
他们更加懂得了这种交流的重要性啊。
The experience that I remember the most in terms of relating to kids and how the program changed them, we had been visiting the Forbidden City. It was an amazing day. We had been to Tiananmen Square. Upon leaving the Forbidden City, we ran into a situation where there were a lot of folks looking for money on the street on the way back to the bus. Our kids from rural Vermont, many of them had never been out of Vermont at that point, let alone any kind of other country. So this was a new experience for them. It was something that I think may have moved them to want to make some changes in how they live and in what they see their future, in their own future. And that's really the point of the whole thing, right? Is to get people to take a close look at themselves and see how they could change, or see how they could change the world.
I really don't want to go home yet. Like, I was having so much fun in Inner Mongolia, and it was just a really amazing experience.
I'm not really excited about it being our last day here. I'd rather stay here longer. This is like probably one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life, so I'm not ready to be done yet.
There's something about the environment that you're put in. It's not something usual. It's not like a school trip where you're going to Greece or France and, you know, you're having fun and you're being a tourist, you know. You have a whole group of kids and you really bond with them, and you do a bunch of shows, and you just, like, you're outside of the box and you're in a country that most people have never been, and it's just an amazing experience.
We're in Hartford. Just got off the plane from Detroit. And mostly everybody here is excited to be home.
Yeah.
We're about to go see our families.
How are you feeling?
Tired.
Excited. So excited. I think that the moment that had the strongest impact on me was coming home, actually. It was amazing to feel that far away from home, and that sort of like encaptured in a different world, pretty much. But it was the most amazing feeling coming home and just feeling familiar with everything, and I think that everyone should experience feeling happy to be home, especially at like such a young age where you're just wanting to get out and get away. It's really nice to feel appreciative of where you are, where you're from.
All around town. What's your favorite aspect of watching kids go through the program?
Oh boy, my favorite. I enjoy watching their eyes light up. It's hard for me. I enjoy watching kids come to the realization that the world is a lot bigger than they thought it was, and that anything is possible. And you can see it. Yeah, that's a huge thing for me. I particularly enjoy watching the faces of the kids, the little kids, who are watching their performance, and watching the kids just, hysterically laughing, just joy, just, unencumbered, uninhibited. Wow. And then watching our kids watch that is pretty cool. And for our kids to realize that they're bringing joy, happiness for 45 minutes or an hour.
I think he's had a taste of the great big world and he loves it and he wants to return. He wants to see more of what's out there. So he's definitely got a desire to travel and to learn more.
Have you noticed any changes in Evan since he's been back?
I have. He talked a lot about the trip. He's not a big talker, and he just has shared and shared and shared and shared. And he seems to be more out of his shell. You know, a little bit more confident in in himself, and some of the things that he's doing. Yeah, I see some big changes in him, and I think he does too. He's noticed it. He's commented on it.
Since we got home from China, I feel more open to do new things and not so quiet and reserved and shy about it. I'm not as scared to make a fool out of myself in front of many people, so yeah.
I'm now realizing how important this experience is to me and how much it's impacted me. I don't know how it has yet, but I know it has, and I'm really excited to find out.
Before I left for the trip, I mean, I've always been kind of an outgoing person, but I felt like I wasn't really able to be myself. But while I was away, the 15 people that were on this trip with me made me realize that I didn't have to be afraid to be myself, and I think they really brought out my personality and what I wanted to be and who I wanted to be, and I thank them for that, and there's nothing that I would really change.
Well, I think that this kind of learning is more important than any subject. That learning in this way, this hands-on experiential learning, is so critical to a young person's development. It opens up their sense of the world. It gives them a sense of their own place because they know another place. So there are so many reasons to have a program like this.
Thank you.